Good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Vaughn, and this morning, as promised, we're going to go through a linear system of equations with 3 equations and 3 unknowns. So I thought that I would just pick a problem that Ed had actually posted up, one that he had some troubles with, and he added as an attachment to a post that he put in last night. So I copied the statement of the problem here onto the sheet, and this will be our starting point. So you can see I've already started the first line. The first thing we're going to do is to simplify this, put it in the form where we have all the variables on the left-hand side of the equation and all the numbers over on the right-hand side of the equation for all 3 equations. And really what we're doing is just using the distributive property that we learned earlier, multiplying the 6, for example, in the top equation times the 5x and times the y to get rid of the parentheses. The next step after we use the distributive property is just to use the additive property to get all of the variables over to one side. So we'll just kind of go these one at a time. We'll start with the top equation, 6 times 5x plus y. So we'll go into our equation box, and we'll do 6 times 5 is 30x, and then 6 times y is just 6y. So no more parentheses. Then we still have the 4z left, and equals negative 23. I'm going to just stay right in the same equation window, and I should be able to go down to kind of a new line here. Let's see if I can do this. If not, I have another way of getting this done so we can use one equation box instead of 2. That is, I'm going to highlight all of this equation right here. Use a little trick. I'm going to go up to the equation editor, and let's see, maybe I have to do this first. So I'm going to go to this this little matrix button right here, and I'm going to go to here where it has these 3 dots. So this actually allows me to do 3 things kind of stacked on top of each other. Then I'm going to take this equation, which I've already entered in here, and just cut it out and then paste it into one of those little boxes that we have. Okay, so now I can start doing the second equation in the second little box. So we have 5 times x is 5x, and then 5 times minus 6y, so that's minus 30y, and 5 times 2z is plus 10z, no more parentheses. Then we have minus equals minus 8. And now we'll go down to the bottom equation, which is 5 times 3 is 15, plus 5 times 5x is 25x, equals, now on the other side, minus 6 times z is minus 6z, and minus 6 times minus 6y is plus 36y. Now, a couple of lessons ago, I might have made you write out 6 times 5 and 6 times y, and then before you simplify. Now that we're moving on a little bit, I'm assuming you know how to use the distributive property. So this is one of those things that you can just do in one step along these lines. And we have also clarified for the reader exactly how we got from this original problem down to this next step. I used the distributive property and the distributive property only on each expression. Okay, so now what's the next thing? Remember, we had to move all of the x, y, z's over to the left-hand side, and we want all of the numbers over on the right-hand side. So I'm just going to type that as instructions to the reader. Now we use the additive property to move the variables all to the same side of the equation. All right, so let's do that. Now we'll go back and insert equation, and we'll do our little matrix box again so we can look at all 3. And we can center this after I'm done if I want. So let's start with the first one. So the first one's fine, right? All the x, y, z is over on the left-hand side. So we'll just leave that alone. I'm going to recopy it just the way that it was. 6y plus 4z equals minus 23. And in the next line, now that one's fine also, right? We have 5x, the x, y, z, and then the 8. So we have 5x minus 30y plus 10z equals minus 8. The last one is the one that we want to move this 6z plus 36y over to the left-hand side, and we want to move the 15 over to the right-hand side. So we'll write that out as two different lines here. 15 plus 25x, and then we'll subtract the 15. And we'll just put the equal sign in for now. And then we have the minus 6z plus 36y. And since I subtracted 15 from the left-hand side, I have to subtract 15 from the right-hand side. And now I want to also move the 6z and the 36y from the right-hand side over to the left-hand side. So I'm going to add 6z on this side to cancel out the minus 6z and the plus 6z. And then I'll make sure I add the 6z on this side also. And I'm going to subtract the 36y from this side to cancel. And then I'll have to subtract the 36y on this side as well. Okay, so that shows the addition property on the third equation. And then we'll just say which simplifies when you do all the canceling to now the one that's in proper form. And I'm just going to take this previous equation here and I'm going to copy the whole thing so that I don't have to retype all those first two equations, and then I can just jump in and edit this last one. So the 15 and the minus 15 cancel each other out, so I have 25x minus 36y plus 6z. That's our left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, you have the 6z and the minus 6z, which cancel. And then the 36y and the minus 36y, which cancel, so you're just left with the minus 15. Now we're ready to start the process of elimination. So the process of elimination, what we want to do is get rid of these variables two at a time. And we'll pick up with this in the next video.